I sat outside getting some sun, and so I'm all red.
You have sun?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I remember sun. I am bedraggled today because I walked home in the rain and I just like my hair was much bigger and now I don't know. This is what you get. This is liquid gold, liquid sunshine here on the coast. Good times.
Yeah. But no, we've had a lot of rain in the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
You're fine.
Shannon, shush,
No, it's
shush.
my little pitty. She let herself in, and so I closed the door, and now she's. Let me go take her outside. I'll be right back.
She leaves
Come
me
on.
here all alone. I have
Yeah.
control of the airwaves. This is an interesting situation. Guten Abend. That's as much as I've learned so far. We're going to be talking about the worlds today, which, as we know, are going to be in Burghausen, Germany. And so I've been trying to brush up on my German. My mother is from Germany, so I grew up around like about 8 words, none of which I can remember except for Dumpfkopf. I got that one a lot. So apparently we shouldn't be using that one. So, Guten Abend, Fraulein. That's all I
Well,
got.
my German was my dad's second language,
Oh,
but
nice.
I heard a lot of nine.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much, that was a big one.
Yeah.
And and this other one was, was ist los mit you? So, which I
I
guess is
don't
what is
know.
wrong with you or something.
Oh,
So,
that makes much sense.
in my
So
world, it does.
I'm gonna try to keep up with comments, you guys. So
Okay,
let's see.
okay. Because I'm just a guest
Uh,
here. I'm not doing nothing.
yeah. Okay, there we go. So Leslie says, "Hey girls, hello
Hey,
Leslie." And Digi, oh
hey.
hey ladies. And we got 3 people, so I guess the third person you should comment so we know who you are. So, and of course the sun is now making a shadow, but oh well. So, Jonathan, are you the third? No. Hello, how are you? Haven't seen you in forever. So, let's see. I guess I should close that. It really.
She keeps leaving me. I'm feeling abandonment issues this episode. It's very
Okay,
upsetting for me.
there we go.
Okay, okay, you're stuck in that chair for the next hour. No leaving. I don't care if the house burns down. You're sitting there.
I'm sitting here.
Good Lord.
So, let's see. I guess, we always forget to introduce ourselves, so I guess we should probably do that. So, I'm Tisha Glinkenbeard, president of the Craft Whisker Club, and then my lovely co host.
Me. That's me. I always get my pointy fingers wrong. I am Hackman from the Vancouver Facial Hair Club, and that's all you need to know. But I was just telling the kids that we're going to talk about the worlds in Burghausen.
Yes, we are. And all the surrounding area that we're all going to explore. So,
Well, maybe you are. I'm not an explorer. I know where my hotel is. I know where the venue is. I think I can hit some pretzel shops along the way. That's all I need.
oh, yeah, pretzels, good idea. So, so did you? Yes, otherwise known as Miss Chicken Bread. So, um, let's see. Yeah, that's me. Uh, see, it's been a while since we've been on here. So, what have you been up to lately?
Oh goodness. Well, I'm working on an opera right now, and what is it? It's The Flying Dutchman. So that's sort of again that part of the world, but it's a bunch of shipwrecked people, so it's not like really fancy hair. It's kind of like this. It's just bedraggled hair. So that's my life right now. And then I've got another show coming up. It's called Beautiful, and it's the Carole King story. And apparently, I've got to build 30 wigs for that before I can leave for Germany. So
Oh,
I'm a little tense here at the
just
House of Hack.
slightly. Just
Uh,
slightly.
what have you been
Well,
up to?
work. We went to an auction Sunday that was is a local, long-time hardware store going out of business, and got some really cool stuff there. And with that stuff comes a project for my husband, Dearest. Um, his idea, mind you, so it has nothing to do with me saying I want this. Um,
I like that disclaimer. Okay.
yes, I'm totally putting that out there. This is his idea, his project, his thing. I did have stipulations about this. It's a cigar room out on the porch. And I was
Okay.
like, I'm not going to sit inside of a room on the porch smoking cigars.
Mm.
The room must have windows. I have
Mm-hmm.
to be able to see the sunset. I'm not going to sit and look at a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Just not going to do it.
Okay. So is
So,
this more going to be a cigar gazebo?
well, we have a 10-foot porches on both sides.
Okay.
Let's see, east and west. And
Mm.
so this is the west facing porch, but all the northern wind and cold and such comes to that corner.
Mm-hmm.
And so he decided that it needed to be enclosed
Mm-hmm.
so we could keep warm while we smoke cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not fond of this. I want to be able to sit there, watch the sunset, smoke my cigar, just, enjoy it. That's why we have these really big porches
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, well, what if I take windows? We had an old house here and we have the windows from that old house. What if I take those and put them on the walls? I'm like, I finally said, I don't care what you do, but I have to be able to see outside.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Right.
So found 2 old garage doors. I mean, and I'm talking old. At this auction, they were like stuffed back behind where the lumber used to be kept. And so he actually met my requirements with these doors,
Mm.
and I'm quite happy with that. So,
Okay.
but it's all his project, all his to do.
I
I
cannot
will
wait to see
assist.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll assist, but
Mhm.
um, he doesn't
And
let me touch power tools and such. I don't know why, but
so what does assisting look like for you? Is it basically like, no, no, that's wrong? Or are you a little more
it's more of
helpful?
hold this level for me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let you know right now, if you look closely, my eyes are crooked. Okay. So there's nothing in my life that's level. If you
Mm-hmm.
want something unlevel on the wall, I'm for it. But if you want me to keep it level, I must have one of those little levels that you set up there with the little bubbles and etc. So
See, now I can't take my eyes off of the pictures behind you because I'm looking at them. Like,
I know.
oh, well, they look pretty good.
Well, my theme of picture hanging is let's get it close. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to line it all up, but does this look good stuck on the wall there? Yeah.
It looks good. I have a personal question for you. And this is because your eyes, because my brother has the same thing. And I always thought it was because he was a forceps baby.
No,
No, no, you're just
no.
naturally beautiful. Well,
I'm
hey,
just
they
naturally
work.
crooked.
They work.
It's a whole new perspective. So let's see. Digi said it's a hell of a project. Yes, it is. And he's got plenty of projects right now. Um, if you guys know Jeff Ray, he and our son have been building a fence for them, and their next project is to build a shop for him. So I'm not. It may be next fall before this actually happens. So don't expect anything quickly. Just saying. So hi Andrew, Mr. Orton. Digi definitely there will be photo updates for sure. I'm sure there will be cursing that we try not to do on the show.
Because I
No
kind of
getting
feel he shouldn't be working on these projects. He should be putting all of his spare energy into growing his beard because we got a big thing coming up and he's got to be like primo.
Yes, he's found a new something or other kind of treatment that he puts on it, and personally, I think it smells like motor oil, but
And it might be.
so it's like he's he's stuck on this is gonna be, this is gonna take care of it. So I'm just like, okay,
See, I have
whatever.
visions of him like rolling it up at night and wearing one of those bonnets, like a shower cap, doing the deep conditioning treatment. That would please me. So,
I'll see what I can do for you.
yeah.
Oh, there he is. Maybe I should be quiet.
Oh, hi. Hi,
Hi,
honey.
honey.
We missed you.
He's at work.
Oh,
So
good.
he just started their big outage for the spring. So this is the part of the year where I see him not as much as usual, but which means like on Monday nights I'm free to do this and no censoring in the, living room. Though that probably won't stop my phone from going off.
Love it.
So hi, Scott Turner. Okay, so let's get down to the fun part. So our topic tonight is worlds. We have the World Beard and Mustache Championships. I think it's called the Blackbeards. The Blackbeards World Beard and Mustache Championships. And as Christine, you said, it's so much better this city.
Burghausen.
Exactly what she said. Germany. And it's June, isn't it 10th and 11th, I believe?
9th, 10th, 11th.
9th, 10th, 11th. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all excited about it. Christine is going, and myself and the hubs are going. And if you guys are watching and you aren't in our World's attendees chat, let us know, because we'll be glad to add you, because we want to. I think this will be an ongoing topic even after we return from Worlds. So kind of building up to it and then chatting about, how it was, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we saw, etc. So let's see. I know you guys have comments, so I'm going to catch up in a minute. But I want to go ahead and bring on two of our guests tonight. And so we have Mr. Paul Kennedy and
Hello.
Mr. Chad Roberts. So whoever wants to go first, introduce yourselves and tell our audience a little about yourselves.
Go for it, Paul.
Okay. Paul Kennedy in Fort Worth, Texas. Been in the competition world since about 2016. And I'm going to Worlds with you guys.
Woohoo. I'm Chad Roberts, president of the RVA Beard League, and actually WBMA vice president, salient to this topic. I've been competing since 2011. My first beard competition was actually the National Whiskerina competition they had in Lancaster. So, topic near and dear to my heart.
Well, I'm excited because this is the Craft Whisker Club is actually now World's member, and so this will
Nice.
I'm so excited because that was one of my big goals for the club, and to be able to represent the club at the meeting on that Sunday is it's pretty high on my list for this trip. So, okay, now let me catch up with let's see, comments. Johnny Rodriguez, hello, sir. And our producer Natalie says hey y'all. And Mr. Chicken Bread says how did you? And let's see, Jason, Helen, is it hi? No, it's Hyan. I can't see. It's the crooked eyes. See? Hi, ladies. And hi, Paul and Chad. All right, so we talked this a little backstage, and we talked about which worlds you guys had been to before. So, Paul, I think you were at Worlds in Austin.
Yeah, I went to the Austin Worlds competition. I was in the Garibaldi category. which I was very new to it and very out bearded. I think I came in 21st place.
Oh my Lord. That'd be me.
But it was still fun. It was a blast to see, people from all over the world, and all the people that I'd seen online and in photos, live and in person. It was really fun.
And Christine, I think that was your first
Mm-hmm.
competition. Is that right?
It was my second competition, but yeah, first Worlds.
First Worlds. And Chad, what was the first Worlds that you attended?
The first Worlds I went to was in Leogang in 2015, which isn't that far from Burghausen, believe it or not. And then went to Worlds in Austin 2017 and Antwerp 2019. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Been to a few of them.
Yeah, just a couple.
But it's just like with any kind of large scale event, it's fun to have at least for me, an excuse to travel, and B, just to kind of meet and interact with people that I only know through, photos this big.
Right.
And just to hang out and do dinner or drinks or something, or just, chat a little bit, off stage or on stage.
So, for me, like I was at Worlds because Shannon competed, and that was only like his second competition or something. So we knew no one, absolutely no one yet. And of course, in 2019, I did compete in that year, and met Christine for the first time. I'd already met Chad, I think, at Great American before that, and Paul, I'm sure I met you by that time, by the time we went to Antwerp. But,
probably, yeah. We've known each other for a while now.
But we were talking before the show backstage that, the travel part, like Chad talked about, an excuse to travel. But, we've done a bit of traveling, but it does give you an excuse to go out and go somewhere you haven't been before. And explore. And I especially like the culture and the history of the different places.
This will be my first time to Europe.
Oh,
So yeah, I've been to the UK, but I have not been to Europe. So it'll be interesting.
Yes. It's a whole different kind of. It's a very different culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. and so, like, I've been reading up on the culture because you kind of don't want to look too dorky American, and some of my experience, like one thing that I think the hardest time dealing with is you go eat somewhere, and this is like in America, we go in, we get our food, we eat, the waiters take care of you, blah, blah, blah. Well, you go over to Europe and it's like, what would you like to eat? Okay, I'll bring it to you. And then bring you the food. It's like, okay, see you in an hour.
Meals are a process.
It's an event, yes.
To experience.
So, me, and especially with drinks, I go through drinks in a meal, and so I'm waiting around, and it said, don't feel bad to ask someone, wave down a waiter or something. They kind of expect it. And, me, I'm like, yo, I need more coffee. You don't understand.
Oh, that might be a little more difficult to have to flag somebody down for coffee. That's lifeblood there.
Exactly.
Well, I've been doing what Christine's been doing. I've actually been playing with the Duolingo app, and I've been trying to learn some basic German. So it's been a little adventure on that.
You said it was Duolingo?
Duolingo, it's an app that you can, and it's like a language learning app. They have a free plan, and then they also have, tiered. So I've been using that.
We started that a while ago. I got to 100 days in, and I realized I still only knew like 12 words.
Yeah.
And so like I know the word for professor and like artist and server, but I don't know how, left or 12 or
See, and I can recognize, I can totally hear the words, and it's like, oh, you're saying whatever. But I'm like, I have no idea what that word actually means. But it's a word. And it's like, I know that. It's not going to help me.
Well, a lot of the words are very similar to the English word. It's just, either a variation in the spelling or just like a couple extra S's or something.
And the inflection, I think, is much
It's got to sound angry.
So angry. So angry, like from the back, like, you got to make that face, right?
Well, and I was reading mostly about Germany, and everything I was reading was like, don't expect to chat with people. They don't like chatting with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I? And they said, the Europeans don't smile at each other like we Americans do. So do I walk around like this?
Be yourself.
Yeah, I read something about that similar.
They're not going to kick you out for smiling.
But they'll know you're an American.
But they're definitely a very direct people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, don't impose on someone's hospitality, unless you're invited, don't drop by.
I've been reading all the what not to do articles.
Yeah. Exactly. Mind your own freaking business. So, well, let's see. I know, Paul, you haven't been there before, so maybe we can all kind of share experiences. So, I mean, you went to Worlds in Austin, which was kind of to us, I would say it was more Americanized, definitely.
Yeah, it's just a road trip down.
Yeah. So what, based on going to comps in another country, I mean, what did you find that was really different or interesting, or, hey, you better know this kind of deal? Did I stump everyone or just?
Well,
I'll let you guys go because I haven't been to any of the European ones.
Yeah, the Germans are very formal, and so they'll do things, I don't want to say like clockwork, but they will have a very specific way that they want things done, and they will do it that way. Like, it's not very relaxed, or it's, and so there'll be a different tone to previous comps than what you may be used to. I mean, it will still be fun, don't get me wrong, but like, they will be conducting themselves very professionally. However you want to describe it that way.
And expect to be there when your category is called up, or your your
I mean, that's what you're there for when it comes down to it. So
And how do you think, I mean, how did you feel about the tone in Belgium compared to what you're expecting with Germany?
Oh, gotcha. That was a little more relaxed, but it's still Worlds, and so it is the most formal competition you will go to because it's Worlds, and so you want to have some sense of decorum. Like, you won't see anyone in G strings or stripping on stage. I mean, even in Antwerp, I went to take my overcoat off on stage and like, no. I'm like, I'm just being casual about it. So they're not there for the tomfoolery.
It's all about the beards.
What was your difference between Austin and Belgium, and what you're thinking?
Well, now I'm just having a moment of thinking I am tomfoolery, so I'm going to have some trouble this time around. Well, Austin was my first time in Texas. It was my first big beard competition. It was so many firsts. And also I went with just a handful of really close friends. So I had my people, and we met people, but I didn't really have to meet people. Whereas in Antwerp, that was my first time of meeting all y'all. And, you know how I feel about you beard royalty people. And I was just freaking out. And I was just happy to go home to my hotel room by myself and be fairly anonymous. So, but yeah, it was fun. I don't know how formal it was because I don't really have anything to compare it with. But that box of tomatoes, that was good times.
Okay,
What a
you must tell
random
that
welcoming
story.
gift.
There's a story there.
Yeah.
We were all given these beautiful boxes of tomatoes in the colors of the Belgian flag. And I'm like, I don't know
Yellow,
what
red,
to
and
do with
black.
this.
I
Yeah.
didn't get one.
They were just little like cherry tomato. I mean, bigger than cherry tomatoes, but like it was nice produce. It was just like, oh, and now I have a box of tomatoes.
Yes.
What did I get
Please
tomatoes?
enjoy.
What
It
did
was
I
in the
do?
change room. There was tons of them.
Oh,
I gave
well,
mine
that would
back.
be
I
it.
don't eat tomatoes. So
Well, that was, see,
If-
I didn't even know that existed.
if
So
I had known. Well, okay, the other thing was they handed out flowers to all the men that won, and the women didn't get any. We walked by this big thing of flowers, and nobody gave us any. And I was a little about that. So there. Somebody should be
it
giving me
is,
flowers.
there are categories for the women on both Friday and Saturday. So
Which is weird and bad, I think.
So,
I'm going to step in here. Well, because we've got 3 categories on that start off the whole shebang on Friday. And then we have 1 category that starts things off on Saturday. And then they're going to give out the Whiskerina Best in Show at the end of Saturday. So I just find that's going to be a little bit awkward. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but it is what it is.
So do you wear your beard or mustache on Saturday also?
Well, I suppose if one wins their category, but if one doesn't, I guess one just sits there. So I'm prepared to sit. I'm prepared to see what happens.
They're not doing the creative in the Whiskerina. It's mostly just realistic, freestyle, mustache, that type of stuff, right?
It is all
Escandola. Yes.
Yeah.
That is a big sticking point here on the craft whisker land.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to open wounds.
So yeah, I mean, I that's and Chad, you have a lot more experience with the world's, the organization itself. Do you have any insight or thoughts that you want to share?
When it was brought up in the meeting, the feedback we got was that within the host club, they don't really they do men only beards. And so doing the realistic Whiskerinas was more of a compromise as opposed to doing all of the categories of this thing that we don't really do. So as the host club, that was kind of their prerogative to do that.
So, and I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm hoping it's relevant. There is on the agenda for the meeting on Sunday to look at the categories. And my hope is, and something I'm really excited about, I hope I'm not disappointed, but is that there will be an inclusion of that, discussion about whether it should come into play in the future or not. So that's my hope. So we actually have a question. What are you most looking forward to, comp-wise or other? About the trips, because we've all said we're well, Christine, you're going somewhere, Christine, aren't you? Doing more than just Berghausen.
Berghausen. After Berghausen, I'm actually going back to Antwerp for a couple days. Because I honestly, I'm going to get misty. I honestly thought I'd never be able to get the chance to go back to Antwerp. And so I'm very excited that I can. And I was hoping that I'd be able to bring my mom and show her around. But as we know, she has now canceled. She is not coming with me after all. So that's kind of a bummer. So I'm just going to be completely alone in Antwerp. Please, nobody murder or kidnap me. That would really suck. I'm getting my papers in order just in case. If you want anything of mine, if you see something on the walls, let me know. I don't care.
Well, see, what happens is when we meet someone from Belgium, then we say, hey, Christine's going over there by herself. You want to take care of her?
That would be great. Also, because I made the mistake when we went to Antwerp. It's like, oh, Belgium, they must speak French. And so I brushed up on my French, being bilingual here in Canada, and with my backwards French that I learned in high school, which was in the last century. So it was a little off. I got all brushed up. And then that part of the world, they actually speak Dutch, which is not French at all. Not only that, they really don't like it when you speak French at them. So lessons have been learned. So I will be the one just smiling and pointing at things.
No, you don't smile.
I don't even know if I can do that. I smile because I'm going to have a maple leaf on my back. So I'll be okay.
So are you looking most forward to going back to Antwerp, or what you'll see in Germany?
Well, like I've said, the idea of it being the world's longest castle really excites my old feet. I'm glad that they have like a rancher floor plan for me, because I can walk that. So, yeah, and I think I also mentioned that the story of the guy in Austria who was killed by his own beard, that's only like a 20-minute, 30-minute drive away. So part of me wants to make a pilgrimage to a 500-year-old beard, because that's messed up. It's a murderer's, like the people who like horror stuff, we should go see the murder beard. So.
It's on Christine's list.
Or I might just eat some pretzels. I'm really up in the air. Let's see.
You got me excited
Have
about
you found
pretzels
some
now. I
good
hadn't even
pretzel
considered
shops,
that.
though?
Well, I haven't yet, but I'm sure I will, Chad. Don't you worry. So I will share.
That
when
is
I
high
do.
on our list as well.
Oh, good.
Well, if you find out, you have to share with everyone. 'Cause we'll all
What if
be
they don't
there
have enough for
discussing.
everyone? Okay, fine. Fine.
Okay, Paul, what about you?
I honestly don't know what to expect at all when it comes to this, because I don't know how the European world works when it comes to the competition. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go, how it all plays out. Like you talked about it being more professional and more organized and things like that. So I'm kind of curious to see that, and I don't know what to expect of like what their standards are, for judging and things like that, how it's going to be. So I'm curious about that, but I think the biggest thing I'm excited about is just seeing the old world, like, getting around in Germany. We talked about it earlier. We're going to do the first few days there in Berghaus, and then we're going to go down to Salzburg in Austria, and then to Vienna and see all that.
Wow.
David's made a priority that he's got to twirl on the Sound of Music mountain.
Hey, I mean,
And that's in Salzburg.
I love that movie, and I did look closely at those tours, but it's not quite Shannon's thing. So I'll probably be doing some compromise on that piece.
What do you do with the problem like Shannon?
Now, Paul, should we just go ahead and assume that you're going to do freestyle, or are you going to try something? Yeah, of course.
No, I'll do freestyle.
Yeah.
But that,
So
and
now-
again, that kind of goes back to what I don't know what the European views on that are. Like how they, what they're, what's a priority, what gets you a little better judging. So
I don't know what, like, Chad, what do you think is, I mean, because there are definite differences in like some of the judges we had at Austin and the judges that were in Belgium.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Well, that's always kind of the question you have with judges, and is, kind of half the fun is you hope the decisions are unanimous one way or the other, but it's all kind of a crapshoot. To a certain degree, like it depends on whether, two of the judges may be looking in freestyle for cleanliness, where like one or two of the others may be looking for complexity, or you really don't know.
Right.
And so
and it's such a
really
subjective category too.
Well, yeah. Oh, especially on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found in Belgium it was super subjective on any of the categories. I mean, um, in all honesty, I just, I wasn't judging or anything at that point. And now, but I also look back and even then I was like, well, that really doesn't make sense, that placing, because it would be very different of who placed in that category. Um, so I was kind of like perplexed at that, and now looking back on it, I'm still perplexed. But
And some of
so
it may just be kind of European sensibilities versus American sensibilities, but we think looks better or more tidy or, better groomed. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had some perplexed moments in Austin as well, though. I'm just going to leave that there.
so Chad, what are you looking forward to?
This year is Amy and I's 20th wedding anniversary, so we will be
Oh,
doing
nice.
a week-long trip to Italy afterwards.
And
So
where are you
Beautiful.
targeting in Italy?
we'll be actually leaving directly from the WBMA meeting at noon to go to the Dolomites in northern Italy in the Alps, and then we'll go to Venice because she wanted to go. I've never been. It wasn't high on my list, but I'm open to see. So we'll be spending a full day there. I know, which isn't a whole lot, but and then we'll be spending the rest of it in the delicious food region between Florence and and Venice, pretty much. And so we'll be going to like Bologna and Parma, known for its famous Jean cheese. And so it's just this kind of delicious food belt that we'll be eating our way through and just kind of taking it in.
So since you have just one day in Venice, my favorite place was the Doge Palace. So
Okay.
to me, if you're gonna go do anything in Venice, you have to go to the Doge Palace because
Okay.
the history is super, super interesting, and the Bridge of Sighs, you have to go walk
Yep.
over the Bridge of Sighs, and I mean, there's gold. I mean, the palace is
It is.
just like unbelievable. It's so I won't get off on my Venice love, but that would be my if you could only visit one place there, you have to go see that. And I found that just walking along in there, around Venice, the little things you find that are just a hole in the wall that you never expect to find there. So
Mhm. Awesome.
it's a lot of walking, but totally worth the time.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a great time. Like, for me, I'm most interested in seeing the church from Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. So that was my one request for the day. It's like we have to go see it. We have to find it. But yeah, I mean, there are so many other places to explore around there. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm kind of jealous of that part, but we're actually going to go, we're leaving after the meeting, also going to Salzburg in that area. And I was telling them before, I only have a limited number of vacation days, and so ours is a little shorter, than what we had ideally like. But so Salzburg, no, nothing just 100% that we're going to see. We did get an Airbnb that's at a castle.
Cool.
It's a private castle, and you get your own little castle garden grounds, etc. So, but being the American that I am, and admittedly, I did say, is there a coffee maker in the apartment? Because if not, where's the nearest coffee shop?
I think I was telling Christine at one point, one thing I learned from Worlds in Belgium was that in the morning, go for the cappuccino, the little espressos, over a full cup of coffee just because it's less liquid, and if you're traveling, that's helpful.
I didn't think about
Same amount
that.
of caffeine,
Good tip.
maybe a little more, but yeah.
One thing
Well, the other thing-
Shannon found. Go ahead.
They don't walk around with cups of coffee, which is also odd to me because I'm in Vancouver where we're carrying liquids everywhere because God forbid we get dehydrated for like 12 seconds. So, yeah, so I shan't be bringing my own travel mug. There's just no point. I want to blend in.
With that Maple Leaf on your back, yeah. I couldn't
It
help
is
it.
going to be so big. Trust and believe. I say that with love.
Well, I was
Gentlemen,
gonna
I just
say-
wanted to ask you guys something because we were talking about Shannon's beauty regime as he prepares for Worlds. And now that we are down to the 8-week mark before we get there, what are you guys doing to train yourselves up and prepare?
I'm not really doing anything out of the ordinary. Just making sure it's good and conditioned, So, because freestyle takes a beating on it.
Do you have a design in mind already, or
I
how are you
don't.
working
I
on
have no
that?
idea what I'm going to do. I'm starting to panic, because the wheels aren't spinning.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
I'm looking at some of my old styles and thinking like, well, can I adapt that? Can I move this in with that?
You can do the skyline of the castle. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. The longest castle.
That'll be completely
Also known as the
recognizable.
English mustache. So.
It's a castle. It's a castle.
I swear it is. So, Chad, what category are you in at this time?
I think I'll be doing full beard over, I'd say 12 inches. Over centimeters.
30. It's 30 centimeters.
30 centimeters. Yes.
Says the Canadian. So, let's see. I'm slow in my comments again, and so yes, we did find the red light district in Antwerp quite
Is
that
by
a hint?
train station?
Why are you bringing this up, Shan? I'm the only one going there.
Yeah.
I'm going alone.
I
was supposed to spend money
You're
there
gonna
and
be by
pick some
yourself.
up.
I mean,
I have
Anything
There-
goes.
there's like 6 of us together, and everyone else is just, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for you women. I'm like,
They're taken care of. They're well paid. They're housed. They're good. They're unionized and all that shit. Don't worry about them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Worry about your people. But yeah, I did end up walking through there on the way back after the Parade of the Beards, which, by the way, you people will miss out on because you're going to other locations. But Paul, I guess you and I will be in the Parade of the Beards.
I will be there. Yes, we're not going
Thank
out
you.
till the next
Good.
morning to go to Salzburg.
Good. But yes, I was walking home from that, and I trundled through the red light district on my own, and I was just like, oh, hello, ladies. What's happening here? I'm so innocent.
In all actuality, you were probably safer there than anywhere else.
Trust me, this is safe pretty much everywhere. I'm not worried.
No, I don't mean that. I didn't mean it that way. I meant like security, things like that around you. I was not trying to insult you.
I love you, Paul. We're good.
Let's see. He made this comment: King Clink coming to town. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And let's say Alan Eckhart here said lots of balm. I think he's referring to when we were talking about how to
Conditioning.
prepare your beard.
Yeah.
So, and I guess, Alan, are you actually going to Worlds this year? I saw him in Vegas, but I didn't think to ask about that. So,
Yeah, I guess, are you guys going to factor in humidity? I don't know. It's on a river.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
And it's supposed to be like summertime weather,
As long as it doesn't rain.
hopefully.
So-
Yeah.
the hub says to Paul, do a pretzel beard. But you can't put mustard on it.
Right.
So,
Yes. No garish colors, Paul.
unnatural
I
beard or hair colors.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So-
never done that anyway. So
Yeah, well,
Or
some of
So
us
Anyway.
Alan says, Alan said yes, he's going to be there freestyle, and then down here he says his wife is coming too. So
oh, cool.
we'll
perhaps
be
she would
there.
like to build herself a realistic facial so she could also partake. Because we are also promoting that. We've got 8 weeks to teach any female who's showing up how to make some realistic facial hair. Tish is going to learn.
So that's breaking news because you guys know I don't do realistic. I do creative, but being the president of the Craft Beard Club, I figured I might want to compete and maybe try to get over my fear of realistics. So my plan with Miss Christine's guidance is to do a mustache. So I think I'll be really pushing my boundaries just to
You'll be in good hands.
Worst
Yes.
comes to worst, it's going to be us 10 minutes before showtime with me and a staple gun and some hair and just suck it up.
Suck it up, Tisha. Suck it up.
The blood will congeal. It'll hold it. You'll be fine.
It will be an unnatural color.
Blood is a very natural color. It's okay.
So yeah, so that's, I guess, breaking news to the world is Tisha will attempt to make a mustache. So if it turns out crappy, please do not make fun of me at the comp. That's all I ask.
Well, there goes my plan. Damn.
Worse yet, it'll be crooked because my eyes are crooked.
You'll be symmetrical.
It'll match.
Bring your level.
As long as your eyebrows are also off correspondingly, you'll be just fine.
Just tilt your head.
Well, the good news is there's I had them tattooed many years ago, so theoretically they're straight.
To what?
To
What are they balancing with? Like your eyes, your mouth?
What
I
level?
assumed they would know what they were doing.
Can you get your money back on that?
So she'll be wearing sunglasses at the competition.
Really big, 19.
The Yoko Onos just hide it all.
And then I'll
You're
really
beautiful.
be stumbling around. So, okay. Well, this is talking about stumbling around. I think of beer. Tells you. So, Natalie, you are correct. Nobody should make fun of anyone's work. But yeah, I was joking. But so I have to ask, beer, Chad, Christine, Paul and I don't drink, so we have to rely on you guys to tell us what about the beer you're looking forward to.
I mean, it's the beer there is good, very classic. I mean, the Reinheitsgebot goes, if I even pronounce that correctly, goes back to like 1621, early 17th century, and basically you can
Wow.
only make beer out of these 4 ingredients, and it's very, very highly regulated. So that way the styles are, kind of picture perfect.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Like you won't see, I mean, they let them do it now, but the big brands or the older ones don't do IPAs or like mocha stouts or the kind of weird American or North American stuff that we're kind of used to seeing. And so it's going to be, Pilsners and lagers and very kind of traditional, extremely well done styles. But you're not going to see a lot of crazy stuff. But I have seen recently smaller breweries, if maybe not in Germany, but at least elsewhere in Europe, kind of still doing things like that. But the big German ones don't really. That's literally not their thing.
And I think there's, if I remember correctly, sparkling water is still a thing in Europe.
You have to usually order still or sparkling water, and they'll give you like a little carafe on the table, and that's it. and like little tiny cups.
Yeah,
I go through a lot of
except
sparkling water, so that'll be good.
I do too. I'm
I
sparkling
just
water
don't
here.
believe in hydration. It's very odd.
I was going to ask a question earlier. And now I've forgotten what it was.
The
Oh,
foods from my memory are very hearty. I think I may have had one salad on the entire trip available. So a lot of potatoes, cabbage. It's good. It's just not what I'm used to eating on a regular basis. So just kind of keep that in mind.
bring your Pepto-Bismol if your stomach is sensitive.
Pepto, fiber pills, whatever. I mean, just let them use,
And I'm thinking sausage is
Yeah.
probably probably a big deal there. So,
Oh yeah.
but the one thing, Shanna was just really, I don't know if impressed is the right word, but kind of unexpected was that, when you do get coffee, it's not like we go make a cup of coffee. It comes with a little biscuit, or it's like in London it was this huge bowl of coffee, which was right up my alley. So it's not the regular what we consider just the morning coffee, which, like I said, it's great with me. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm all
Can
about
you
the
tell I
coffee
like my
too.
coffee?
I have also learned to travel with little Starbucks Via package, or like the little dehydrated coffee. So if I'm traveling or something, just need like an extra little something, put in my water bottle, and good to go.
Very good idea. Very good.
One food
And
I'm kind of curious about is schnitzels.
Schnitzel curious.
It keeps coming up in my language app. I don't know what it
Okay.
is.
I love spatzel.
Schnitzel or Spätzle?
Spatzel, that thing.
The noodles.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the noodles, and I think Paul was talking about the chicken.
Schnitzel.
Yeah,
I think it's like a fried meat of some sort.
That's been
Yeah.
pulverized. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
okay.
the poop's been beat out of it, and then they
One would
fry it.
hope. If you have to
Yeah, we
ask.
don't want that on there.
So Jeff Ray says howdy, and then Alan says he has a contingency of vegans coming.
Oh, they'll be dead by the third day.
Starvation.
God bless. There's the pasture. Good luck.
Potatoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I seriously, if it's available, I'll have that spatzel every meal, because I've had it at a really genuine German restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin, of all places. But that stuff is good. So just give me the beat up pork and I'll eat that and maybe the pork.
Well, the one dish that my mom makes is called rouladen. And it's like a beef that's rolled up around a pickle and mustard and onions and stuff. So I would like to try somebody else's rouladen just once in my life. Hers is great, but I would like to have something to compare it to. So, maybe it's not good. Maybe she's lied all these years. Hope she's not watching this.
When we went last time, the one regret I had was that I didn't get a pair of lederhosen, and I don't know why. Like, this is my one thing I wish I'd done, but I got a little felt hat. Like, love it. I have all my club pins on it, but like, I didn't get the rest of the ensemble, and so I'm hoping to maybe find a shop and have something I can hang in my closet and wear, once or twice a year.
When you go visit Arnie.
Scott Turner, I don't normally check the mail, so I have to defer to the husband, which it sounds like he just arrived. I'm not sure. So I can hear myself in the kitchen. So, I'm thinking that he just got home. So Well, we are at the top of the hour, and you guys are welcome to come back anytime. And like I said, we're probably going to be
Thank you.
doing this all the way to Worlds, and then after, just to talk about our experiences and that piece. So it is. There is an event on Facebook for Worlds. It's the Blackbeards World Beard and Mustache Championships, and I'll share that out to the Craft Whisker Club page as well. And then all you have to do is like Google World Beard and Mustache Championships, and there is the website. And I'll also try to put on there the link on the website for the ordered categories, just because there are 2 days. So you want to know which day you're actually competing. That would be helpful because you just think, everybody does Saturdays, right? But no, it's actually over 2 days. And there are not just the women on Friday, unlike Belgium. So what else, guys, do you want to share? Chat? Promise you'll come back, that kind of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, we're without a script.
Mhm.
So
Good.
it's whatever
Well,
whatever comes out your mouth mostly.
well, thank you for having us on.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I appreciate it.
So all right. Well, thank you all. And I guess we'll close up because we're at 8:00. And again, much appreciation. And if I don't talk to you again, I can't wait to see you in Germany. And what was that town, Christine?
Burghausen. Burghausen.
So see you in Germany. I hope everybody, if you haven't made plans, get online, get those tickets. Hotels are becoming scarce, I think.
Yes,
But
they were scarce when they announced them.
Well, I've got a little tip for you. My mom and I booked separate rooms, and she hasn't canceled hers yet. So if anybody needs a room, maybe let me know, and I'll let you know when she cancels hers if you want to snap that up. Just saying. We will not be rooming together. Nobody. The hack lives alone.
we did get ours at it's called Restaurant 271, and it's fancy schmancy restaurant, and they have 4 rooms that they call bed and breakfast, but I'm not sure they're the same meaning that we have because they say they don't serve breakfast. But anyway, that's my dog.
One of the hotels
So-
we booked on, I can't remember if it was in Vienna or the other city, but it's got like these big fishbowl windows in the room that I'm like so excited about these windows.
I think that's my room in
bench seats, and
Antwerp,
they're like a
in
big
the red
bubble
light
out
district.
the outside of the building.
It's a fishbowl. Right.
You're going to be
Tell us
earning
how
some
the
money on
view
this
is,
trip.
Paul. You'll have
Huh?
to tell us how the view is.
Yeah, I get excited about weird things. So
Oh, hey, we all do. We all do. Well, all right, guys. Thank you again so much. And like I said, we'll see you back on here because we still have tons to talk about, and we'll have even more after we get back. Heck, we can make this like a 6-month topic. All right. Look for that information on the Craft Whisker Club page. Feel free to IM any of us. If you've already made plans, my dog is over here whining. So Daddy left the building and she didn't. But so where was I? Yeah. If you
Saying
have any
goodbye.
questions, yes. If you guys have any questions or need some info, you can always IM any of us, and we'll at least hopefully point you in a direction for that info if we don't have it. So once again, thank you all so much for being on today, and can't wait
Thank
to see
you.
your fuzzy faces in
It
person.
was good seeing you all.
Yeah. See you in 8 weeks.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Jawohl.
now you freaked me
Oh my
out.
God, it's so close.
Now you freaked me out.
Ach du
Okay.
lieber Gott. So, don't use that one.
Okay, I'm officially freaking out now.
Belgian
You just-
hero.
I know.
I
I'm still
start
gonna figure out what I'm gonna do.
All right, guys, have a great evening, and until we see each other again.
All right. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot, everyone.